Okay, let us continue from my book, Teaching Private Lessons in Japan, and we're starting with chapter 10, which is what to teach your students. Now, this is the meat and potatoes of this book. Now, what to teach your student, it really depends. It depends on your student. It depends if they're a child, if they're a teenager, if they're a young adult, if they're a professional. It really just depends on what they want to learn. Children in Japan, I find that the mothers either want their kids to just learn English just for the, just to learn it, or they may be learning English to take Eiken, which is similar to TOEIC or TOEFL, but Eiken is like more for the Japanese market. Or if you're teaching a young adult, he or she may be interested in foreign travels, so you would have to teach them English travel conversation. I have many students who are business people. They want to learn business English. So once again, it depends on your student. Now, recently, what I've been doing with my coach is that I already have packages set up for each group. So I have my children, teenagers, and then adults, and then professionals. So you might want to create, or you probably should create, packages like that, so that when your students come to you, you can say, oh, I already have this, here it is. That way you're not asking them what exactly they need, although you should, but you don't want to depend on them for them to tell you what to teach. You do to a certain extent, but it's kind of like you want to be already ready. I think the Japanese really appreciate when you have already done your homework, and then when you meet, you can, ask them more questions about what their direct needs are. So, once again, what to teach depends on your student, but this makes you become an expert. So now, I've shown you guys my workbooks, and I actually am printing, I believe, 3 more pretty soon. I just need to proofread those. So this is my beginner business communication skills workbook, and I'm doing part 2 now. This is beginner's daily life shopping communication skills workbook number 1. That's a long topic. All right, so this is like for shopping. And this is beginner's daily life communication skills workbook number 2. And this is also talking about daily life, but I believe this one is more like how to give directions, going to the movies, things like that. So, and another thing I want to point out, if your student is learning like GMAT or TOEIC or TOEFL, those books, you need to purchase those. Unless you have material that you've developed on your own, that's a lot of research to do. Some things, if it's already made, then I'll just use it. But for specific skills, I can make those myself. Now, prior to creating these workbooks I just showed you, these are the type of documents that I would create, which are in the workbooks as well. But like I said, it became a hassle to email these out all the time or send these as Google Docs. So that's why I have the printed version. And plus, I think my Japanese students appreciate touching something, and my Japanese students love to write and take notes. So this works out very well for me. So that's why I'm an expert. Okay, now if you're not at that level where you can create your own documents, and it took me a while as well, you can use other people's documents. Teaching, it's similar to being a musician. We all sample from each other, and as long as you're giving credit to whomever wrote that document, I don't think there's anything wrong with using it. So there you have it. Okay guys, so that is it. If you have any questions, please contact me. In the meantime, bye-bye.